Hello sweet friends and welcome back to my channel. As you can see by today's title, we are going to be talking about my tattoos. I have, hold on, let's count. 6? Oh, I thought I had more. Okay, I have 6 tattoos. But they are rather large pieces, as you will be able to see in this video. So I definitely thought I had more, and I do plan on getting more. So this is not going to be the end. So I'll probably do an updated one in a few months, maybe a year. But today I just wanted to go ahead and show you what I have and the new piece I just got. And if you have any questions, you can leave them down below. We'll talk about how to prepare, what to expect, and a little bit of aftercare. I think that's a great idea. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So first I want to talk about how you prepare for your tattoo appointment. So I guess the biggest thing first off is you choose an artist. So for my husband and I, we have found the perfect tattoo artist for us here in Las Vegas. I'll go ahead and link his Instagram right here and down below. We actually found him on Instagram before we even moved here. So we were still living in California at the time, and we knew we wanted to move to Las Vegas. So we went ahead and found a resident tattoo artist that we thought would fit with the kind of artwork that we wanted and where we wanted to go with our tattoos. So we found him. He's amazing. Oh my gosh. I've tagged him a few times on my Instagram as well. So go ahead and head over there to check it out, but I'll link him down below as well. And the second thing about preparing is you need to choose what you're going to get. Easy to get stuck. You go down the rabbit hole of Pinterest and Instagram tags and whatnot, and you just see what everyone else has. Believe me, I've been there. So it just needs to be something that is meaningful to you, that you know you're gonna love forever, because it's there, it's gonna be there forever. So just make sure that it's something very, very meaningful to you. It may not look like it has a lot of meaning, but there is meaning behind it for you. So I definitely think that if it's something that fits those criteria, then it's worthy of being a tattoo. But all I can say about that is please don't get sucked down the rabbit hole too far on Pinterest and Instagram and seeing what everyone else has. It needs to be what's meaningful and important to you. And third, to prepare, you just need to mentally prepare. I can tell you for my first tattoo, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't want to YouTube or anything or get myself like too mentally psyched out. So my husband and I went into our first tattoo appointment together, and it was kind of a whirlwind. Like, you have to fill out a waiver and you just kind of consult a little bit more with the artist and choose placement and whatnot, but you just need to mentally prepare. Like, you're going to be there a while and it's a process. Like, if you get something super tiny, like, yeah, absolutely, you'll be in and out of there, no problem. But if you're looking at getting like a piece or work of art, like, you're gonna need to be invested in it. Like, it's gonna take some time, the whole healing process. It's a long process, and you just need to know that. I guess the next thing I can speak about a little bit is your day of expectations. So I like to mentally prepare myself, I guess. Starts the day before, but definitely you need to have your day of expectations right. So what I can definitely say is you need to get a good night's sleep, because it's a very tiring process being there, and you need to eat. And along with eat, you need to hydrate. So I definitely could say start off with a really good night's sleep. I usually book my sessions for in the afternoon, so I'll go, like, for example, my last appointment was I was scheduled 1 to 9. So we had a window, we were in no rush, it was perfect, plenty of time to get sleep. The next thing, you need to eat. So for our first appointment ever getting tattooed, the staples, I guess you could say, the staples that I took with me were peanut M&Ms and orange juice. I don't know. I did research and people said that that was a really good option of what to bring. So I was like, okay, so stuck that in my purse. So if you ever feel your body is being a little bit like you need something, you have your orange juice for a little bit of sugar, you got your peanut M&Ms for a little bit of sugar and a little bit of substance in your stomach, and then of course you need to hydrate. So I like to take a couple bathroom breaks during the process. I drink a lot of water during the process, and you just need to relax. The next point, you need to breathe during your tattoo. And I'll do a little tangent here, but you will figure out the kind of artist, the kind of hand, I guess I should say, the kind of hand that your artist has. So for example, my artist has a very heavy hand, but I greatly appreciate that. I know his line work is going to be amazing. I know that if I'm feeling a little crazy, like I'm not going to move and it's not going to ruin anything. So I feel very safe and stable working with my artist. But you have to remember to breathe. If you don't breathe, you're going to pass out, and no one wants that. So definitely have to breathe. 100%. So recap for that is you need a good night's sleep, you need to eat. Oh, I guess I should go back to that a little bit. So for our first appointment, I always had my peanut M&Ms and my orange juice, and my water of course. But I always have a large breakfast. Like I said, I do sessions in the afternoon. So for breakfast, for example, I will have either like some pancakes, or I'll have eggs, bacon, hash browns, toast. You're gonna be there a while, like I said, so you need to have enough in your stomach and take a couple snacks, because you're gonna be there, it's gonna deplete you, your energy is gonna go down, and you just need to be prepared for that. So I always carb up for sure. And then the last portion before we get into my tattoos and the meeting and everything is I want to talk a little bit about aftercare. So of course you're going to speak with your artist about what he recommends for your pieces and how to take care of them. This is what works for me personally. Please take it with a grain of salt. It may not work for everyone. But what my husband and I do for aftercare is we, of course, before you leave the tattoo studio, they're going to wrap it. Some people have like some artists use like sticky, like athletic tape, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it, but our guy uses saran wrap and athletic tape that sticks, that's like self-adhesive. So he'll wrap the piece, secure it, make sure that you're good to go for your drive home or wherever you're going after. Usually I go to eat immediately after, I will be honest. But they'll briefly discuss the aftercare instructions with you and whatever they recommend for you. So what my husband and I do is we immediately, if we go to eat or if we immediately go home, first thing we do when we get home is we shower. So put that water, not hot at all. Trust me, been there, done that. I put the water way too hot and I'm like, it's an open wound, you guys, okay? Like, you have to remember that. It's an open wound. So you're gonna get in the shower, you're gonna make it a little lukewarm, a little on the colder side, and you are gonna take soap. So what I personally use is I use Dove soap for sensitive skin. Has to be unscented. It is what we use. We always use a fresh bar after you get tattooed. Always use a fresh bar. It's a clean slate, you know it's brand new, it hasn't been out in the shower or anything like that. So we always start off with a fresh bar of soap, unscented, for sensitive skin. The second thing that I do is I put the soap on my hand and I will lather it onto my arm. I don't put the soap directly on my arm. It's a personal preference thing. I just don't know. I don't like the feeling of it, so I like to know that I have control of it. So I put the studs in my hand and then I'll clean. And then lastly, you need a cream. So what we have been using, oh my gosh, since 2016, since we've been getting our tattoos, is we use a brand called H2 Ocean. So this is what we use. We love it. We get it off Amazon. It's usually here the next day. It's just first aid. It's an Ocean Care. It's a skin moisturizing cream. So we know that it's so calming. I think it's the biggest thing. There's no scent to it. It's creamy, very, very hydrating, calming. We know that it works. So this is what we personally use, please. A lot of artists will recommend like an ointment, like an A&D ointment, anything like that, like an Aquaphor ointment. Whatever is recommended to you, go for it. This is what we personally use. It's worked for us for 4 years, so we trust it. It's our tried and true. We always have some on hand because we get tattooed a lot. But this is what we personally use, and I'll link it down below for you guys, okay? But that's all I have to say about a little bit about the process. If you guys do have any more questions, please leave them down below. But I will go ahead and get started on my tattoos, I guess. Okay, so the first tattoo I ever got is actually this rose back here. It's beautiful. It's my first piece. And you'll notice I only do like gray, white, black scale like that. Okay, so I'll just preface with that. But this is my first piece. I got it in Tijuana, Mexico. A lot of people are like, when I say that, they're just like, where? And I was like, yes, Tijuana, Mexico. So this is my first piece. It's absolutely beautiful. If you know me or if you've seen my Instagram, I love flowers. You'll see a theme, don't worry. But I absolutely love flowers, especially roses. So my dad has a rose garden back at our house in California. My grandma always grew roses, so it just kind of symbolizes like home and love for me. So that was a really, really important first piece that I got. I might have a picture, I'll insert it right here if I can find it, of after me getting it and just kind of being like on cloud 9 getting my first tattoo, you know. But of course, I feel like I should preface with this is always listen to your parents. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Listen to your parents, live under their roof, follow their rules. We don't live under our parents' roofs anymore. We are a married couple, so we make our own decisions at this point. So back to my rose. So it just symbolizes home and love and like safety for me. So that was a really, really good one to get for my first tattoo, and I absolutely love it. This is what I was mentioning earlier by going down the rabbit hole on Pinterest. Like, I went deep. I went down that rabbit hole, and I saw so many roses, and I knew that that's what I wanted. And I think that's another big thing is you don't want to impulse do anything in regards to this because it is a permanent. I mean, they do have solutions to remove them now, but it is a very permanent situation to get yourself in. So definitely think about it. My husband and I thought about these tattoos for months before we do them. So it's something that we truly want, and we know we want, so we have no regrets at all. Absolutely not. So this was my first piece, once again, from Tijuana, Mexico, and I am in love with it. Hi, Shiva. Please don't knock over the tripod. I've been talking so much. I need some water. Okay, my second tattoo is going to be this infinity sign with a green heart. So my husband and I actually have this as a matching tattoo. It's a decision we made together. We have decided not to ever get each other's names tattooed on our bodies, but we can get matching pieces together. So, hi.
Yes, my Shiba. Hello, Mama. Oh, yes, we go.
So, it was a conscious decision. No respect. We have these matching pieces. It's just an infinity sign with a heart. And my husband's favorite color is green, so I have a green heart on my arm, and my favorite color is pink, so he has a pink heart on his arm, and they are in the identical spot on each other. The pain level of this one, That's why I have nothing in here. Let's just say that, okay? So the pain level was quite high on this one. Oh, I forgot to mention, the pain level on this one, not horrible. Took maybe 2.5 hours. It wasn't anything crazy. And so yeah, but this one I would say took maybe 30 or so minutes. I'm not a fan of shading either. To each his own. I don't think anyone likes shading, to be honest, on tattoos, but this one in particular I did not like. And we actually got this one, I believe it was a day or two after we each got our first ones, and it was in Tijuana, Mexico again. The third tattoo I got is going to be my big arm piece, I guess you could call it that. It's going to be my roses, my mandala, my moon. It's going to be this. This just, I don't know, like I had so many ideas in my head, and I went to our artist and I was like, hey, like mandalas, roses, what can you come up with? He came up with this. Mama. I could not tell you, and he posted it on his Instagram after he did this, I cannot tell you how many people asked him to do the exact same piece on them. And you know the sign of a good artist when he turns down replica work. So he's like, no, like I drew that for her, I'm so sorry, like I can do something similar, but I'm not gonna replicate it, like no, I'm sorry. And like, to me that's like a huge compliment. If someone wants to replicate your work, like you did something right. So if you want to take a closer look, I guess we can scooch you in a little bit. But I have just the rose that flows into this bigger rose. And if you see in this negative space, it's actually a moon. It's a crescent moon. It's so beautiful. And then it flows down into this mandala area. I love mandalas. I just think they're so beautiful. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. And so it flows down into this mandala area. And I just think it's so beautiful. Hi, can I help you? No? Okay, cool, I'll keep going. But I just think it's such beautiful work. And this was my largest piece at that time, obviously. And I would say it was about like a 4.5, 5 hour process. This was my first tattoo with our new artist when we moved to Vegas. And I believe my husband had gotten tattooed by him prior to me. And this is my first piece by him, and oh my gosh, I knew that this was gonna be the person that was gonna do the rest of my sleeve. Like, I just knew it. So this has a lot of meaning. It's my first tattoo that I've truly like invested in, and I knew that that's what I wanted, and I let the artist have complete creative control. And did I ever think I would do that? No. Am I so glad I did? Yes. So the fourth tattoo that I have is, like I said, is going to be this Las Vegas strip. So the studio that that our artist was at that time, it was very, very large. Quite a few artists worked out of that shop. And one of the clients, I guess, yeah, we call him a client. One of the clients that went to that studio was actually a first responder that night and lost his life to the whole situation. And so in honor, they wanted to put something together for his wife and his family. So what they were doing was they put together a benefit, and they had drawn up about 10 to 12 pieces and said, hey, we're doing these pieces, the proceeds are going to the family, we'll match whatever you want to donate. Anything over that amount, we're just gonna go ahead and donate to the family. And my husband and I were like, hell yeah, like absolutely. So we booked 2 spots with our artist Tyson, and we just went for it. Having only been here for 11 months at the time, and it was a huge step in our lives, moving away from our families, coming to Las Vegas and working on the strip, we knew that that's the tattoo that we wanted. So this is actually another matching tattoo that I have with my husband. The placement is very different and the size is very different, but the tattoo itself is actually the same. So it's, I'll stand up, hold on. So it's actually just like the strip itself. So the link, Paris, right here, the sign, the wind, New York, all of that. So just the meaning of it and what it symbolizes is the reason we got it. And yeah, it was a big change in our life, and that whole situation happened, and we knew that everyone was coming together and we wanted to be a part of that. So that was the decision we made, and we went for it. Yeah. Number 5. So this one, oh my gosh, okay, just stand up, okay. So it would be, this is gonna be number 5. It's gonna be my kitties. So, as you all know, my husband and I have 2 cats, and they are the cutest things on this earth. So we have Sheba and Koki. You've all seen them in my videos before. I know you have. So the first kitty we adopted, here she comes, she heard her name. Hi, Cokes. Yes, so the first kitty we adopted was Koki. So we've been living here for, I think, 5 months at the time. Yeah, about 5 months at the time. And of course, our animals were back in California, and we were kind of like, we're such animal people, like it's crazy. So we're like, okay, like, let's get an animal. Couldn't get a dog because we were never home. We were working a lot, working on the strip, and it's pretty far from where we live. So we're like, okay, like cats are pretty self-reliant, like, yeah, I think that's a great idea. So we hadn't been like seriously looking at adopting or anything like that, and we had a hamster at the time, and so I go to PetSmart to get hamster food, and I call my husband. I was standing in the checkout line. I call my husband, and I'm like, babe, there's this cat that's staring at me. I think I'm gonna get her. I'll put a picture right here. Oh my gosh, this is the picture I sent to my husband. I'm like, we're gonna get a cat. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, she's so cute. So we went back that night and we just met her. They let you meet them, obviously, because you need to know if you're gonna get along with them. So we go back, and oh my gosh, she is the sweetest thing. She's like a diva. Like, if I can describe Koki in one word, I would say diva, because she just struts her stuff. She knows that she's always welcome anywhere. And she just wants to be the center of attention all the time, you know? So we adopted Koki in April of 2017. And so we had Koki from April to December, and we're like, she needs a friend. We don't know if she's lonely, like what does she do during the day? I have no idea. So I called up the adoption lady and I said, hey, we adopted Koki in April. This is her personality. Do you have any other cats that you think that she would get along with? Enter Sheba. Oh my gosh. So it just happens that the lady that I was speaking with, Nancy from SUBBBB, which is Foreclosed Upon Pets Incorporated in Nevada, she's like, well, actually, I was just fostering a cat who was so gentle, so calm, the complete opposite of Koki, by the way. And I just actually dropped her off at this PetSmart to try and get adopted this morning. I said, let me meet her. I'm gonna go meet her. I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna meet her. Off my husband and I go to PetSmart to go meet Sheba. She is the sweetest thing in this world. Like, I can't even, like, just cuddles all the time. We'll give you biscuits all the time. We'll just sleep in your arm all the time. Like, I can't even. She's right there. You obviously know which one she is. She's the one that had pink paws a couple videos ago. That's Sheba. So we went and met her, and I went and filled out all the paperwork, and I went and picked her up the next day, and that's her family. So I wanted to get something, just, we call them the girls. So I wanted to get something that symbolized the girls because they mean so much to me. They're the first pets that my husband and I have ever had on our own. Because all the dogs we've had in the past have been like family pets, family dogs, you know what I'm saying? So these were the first animals that we ourselves have taken care of. So I wanted to get something that symbolized that. So I chose to get this. So over here is going to be Sheba's face, half of Sheba's face, and then half of Koki's face. And then we have some peonies, and then just the whole geographic element of it is so beautiful. Tyson did amazing again. I gave him a picture of Kobe and a picture of Shiba, and he came up with this, and it's absolutely perfect. So that's my fifth tattoo. 1, 2, 3. It's my 5th tattoo. On to the last one, my 6th, my largest piece to date, and I just got it 4 days ago, so it's very, very fresh. It was a process, you guys. It was the first tattoo I've ever gotten, like, going by myself. Usually it's my husband and I going. So with the whole situation going on in the world right now, like, I'm very, very grateful that tattoo parlors and salons are open. So I went ahead and decided to get another piece to semi-finish off my arm, I guess. But I still have a lot to go because I got some empty surface area that I want to fill. But this piece is probably the most emotional, not emotional, that's not the right word. It just means it's the most sentimental. That's the right word, sentimental. It's the most sentimental to me. So it's gonna be this piece right here. I don't really know how to show it. That just looks so weird, but whatever. I'll insert a picture right here. So if we're starting at the top, it's gonna be daisies, which is the April birth flower, which is my mom's birth month. It's a whole other story in itself. I'm not even gonna get into that. So daisies symbolize April, so my mom and I have the same birth month, which is amazing. So my mom and I right here. And then larkspur is my dad's birth flower, so July babies. So I have larkspurs over here. And then it just flows beautifully with the mandala and everything like that. Tyson did absolutely amazing again. The usual. And then they're kind of overlooking, coming down here. And then I have a carnation right here. That's my husband's birth flower for January. So I have Christian's birth flower right here. And then I have my two doggies that are in doggy heaven. So this is Harley Bear, and this is Toby, called her Boo Boo. So it's just probably the most sentimental to me because it has so much meaning and emotion behind it. So it's kind of just like everyone is right here with me, which I absolutely love. So I'm not getting emotional, am I? I don't know, kind of, but this was definitely my biggest piece to date. It was the first one I did by myself, like I said. It was about a 6-hour process. So with a couple breaks, I was probably sitting for 5 hours and 45 minutes. I'm really, really glad I took all of my steps into consideration. So I brought my snacks. I had a really carb-loaded heavy breakfast that morning. I got a good night's sleep. And I definitely had to remind myself to breathe quite often. When I hit the 5-hour mark, I was getting so exhausted and so drained, and that last hour just kind of went by like really slow. But you just have to breathe and keep going, and the end result is absolutely amazing and so dang worth all the pain. So those are gonna be my 6 tattoos. I absolutely have plans to get more, so I'm sure there will be a part 2 to this in a few months, maybe a year. But I just wanted to share a little bit more to me, I guess you can say, and those are my tips and tricks on how to prepare your day of expectations and your aftercare process. So if you guys do have any more questions, please leave them down below in the comment section. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.